Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is David, and in this video I will show you how to play the game You're Bluffing Festival, or in Dutch it's called Koehandel Festival. And this is a new, different version of You're Bluffing. In this case you can play 2 up to 5 players. You only have to collect 3 of the same animals, and the 4th animal of that set will be either money or negative points. So please let me show you how it's played. And I will start with explaining how to play 3 up to 5 players, and then at the end of this video we'll go to the 2-player version. And just like in the original You're Bluffing, your turn will be either to offer a cow to an auction or to try to get a cow from your opponent. All players start with the same amount of money, 2 zeros, 2 hundreds, 10, 20, 50 and 200. And you keep that in your hand. So other players don't have to know how much cards you still have left. And then we have the animals. In this case they are all different kinds of cows. And you have to keep them with the white number face up and the colored numbers on the bottom of the cards. There are 9 different animals, 9 different types of cows. And we have some wilds. Those are the copycat cards. When playing with 3 or 5 players, you'll simply deal all cards equally among all players. When playing with 4, you'll have to remove one of these copycats, and again you will deal the cards equally among all players. The player who has the largest bet will be the starting player, and when it's your turn, you will either put 2 cards up on auction, or you pick an animal from a player you want. For now, since nobody has any animals in front, let's start with the auction. You will pick 2 cards from your hand and you will put them in auction. Just for example, these 2. Now all other players except yourself can make a bid for these 2 cards. Doesn't have to be in turn order, everybody can yell the money they want, but each offer that has been made has to be at least 10 points higher than the previous offer. So maybe after some bidding, this player will have the highest bid and that player will offer the winning bid of 70. Then there are 2 options, just like in the original game. That player pays me the 70 money and that player will get the 2 cows and put them in front of him. Or maybe for that price I want the cows myself, so I say no, I'm gonna claim this myself. I will give you 70 and I put the cards in front of myself. And then it's the next player. So just as in the original game, only you'll put 2 animals or cows at the same time up for an auction. Once players have cards in front of them and you have an animal that another player also has in front of him, or a cow in this case, instead of putting cards up for auctions, you can try to get a cow from an opponent. You can pick 1 or 2 cows from one opponent, but they have to be different cows if you want 2 of them. So I can say I want 1 of these cows, because that player has 1 and I have 1 myself. Or I can say I'm going for that player and I want these 2, because I have both of them also. So for 2 it has to be different cows. And you're gonna make an offer for the cows that you want. So in this case I'll add some bluffing cards. And I will tell my opponent that this is 200 money. Well, instead it's only 10. Just for an example. I'll show them 3 cards. And now that player has to decide, just as in the original game. I'll take the offer. Here are your cows. Or that player can say, well, I'm gonna make you an offer also. Can be any cards, any amount the player wants. We exchange the money. Then we check who has the highest bid. Well, clearly my opponent did the highest bid. So that player will score the cows. So in that case I will lose the 2 I have instead of getting the 2 I wanted. During the auction you can also place a copycat in play. You cannot try to take a copycat away from anybody, but you can sell them at an auction. So in this case maybe these 2 cards, somebody wins the auction, maybe I win it myself. I'll put this cow over here. And now I can add this copycat to any sets of the cows. There can be at most only one copycat per set. And I can either add it to one of these. I can put it over here. For an upcoming set of cows, you cannot switch the copycat once it's placed on the table. But for example, let's say I'll put it with this set of punk cows. Because, big difference with the original game, when you have 3 of the same cows, your set is complete. So these are done. I will score 150 points at the end of the game for these 2 cards. But this also means the other 2 remaining cards of this cow are not valid anymore. That means if you have that cow in your hand, still, you'll have to place it bottom up and it will go from your hand into your money stack. So now this card is worth 100 money. But that's only if you have this card in your hand. If you have the card in front of you, it would be worth negative points. So, for example, I already have one of these. It's this player's turn. He tries to take this card and he succeeds. Then he will score a set of 3. Then everybody's going to check if they have this cow in their hands and flip it the other way around. Or in this case, I have it already placed on the table. Then I also have to place it upside down. But now these 100 points will not be worth money, but negative points at the end of the game. So that's rather bad for me. So when a set of 3 is complete, cards in your hand will become money. Cards played already in front of you will become negative points. Either way, you have to place them upside down. And I did say you cannot move the copycat when it's attached to a cow. However, should the copycat be attached to a card that has to go upside down because of a complete set anywhere on the table, in that case you can attach the copycat to either another set of cows or you can start a new set with the copycat. And like I said, there can be only one copycat per set of cows. And so play continues. If you have only one card left in your hand, you will only put one card up for auction. And once you don't have any cows left in your hand anymore, the only thing you can do is try to get cows from other players. And if all your cards are sets of 3 or they are placed face down, then you're done for the game and you have to wait till the end. And then we're gonna score points. Your points will be the points for complete sets. You will multiply that with the number of sets you have. So if I had these 2 sets, I will score 220 plus 150 is 370. I have 2 complete sets, so I'll score 2 times 370. All copycats in front of you are worth plus 50 points. And finally, you have to distract all the numbers that are the colored numbers from the cows that are placed upside down in front of you. You will distract that from your total value, and that will be your final score. And of course, whoever has the most points will then be the winner of this game. Should there be a tie, then that player wins who has the set of cows completed that is worth the least points. And that is how you play the 3 up to 5 player game. It goes a little bit faster because you only need 3 cows to complete a set, and there are only 9 sets of cows instead of the 10 in the regular game. Then let me show you how to play the 2 player game. In that case, each player will get 10 cows. The other 20 will be put face down in the middle of the table. You will still get the same amount of money as in the normal game, but you're gonna take 10 cards from the remaining money cards. Just random 10, and you put them next to the pile of animals. Now when it's your turn, you can not only put 2 cards from your hand for auction, you can also choose to put 2 cards from this pile up for auction. So in this case these 2, but you will also add another blind money card. And now the opponent can only make one offer for this set of 3 cards. Should you accept the offer, you take the offer and the player gets the cards. Or again, you can say, well, for that money, I'll pay you the offer and I'll take the cards myself. And then the card with the money will get to your hand. And hopefully you will score a nice card that gives you more money than that the offer costed you. And so game continues just as normal. Funny part as an addition is once a set of 3 is complete, for instance these tough bulls, then all players have to check if they have the 4th card of that and place it face down, place it upside down. Should that card get in the auction, so this set is complete and I'm gonna auction 2 cards from the deck plus 1 card from the money, then this card has to be placed upside down right away because the set is already complete, so this card is rather invalid. So this card is now worth 200 negative points, but the other player can now also say, I make an offer not to take this card. So the player can say, well, I really want this card, so I'll make an offer of 100 money, take it or leave it, and I'm saying, okay, fine. Then that player takes these cards, he also takes these negative points. Or that player can say, I'll offer 100 money so that I don't have to take the cards. If I agree, I get 100 money from my opponent and I will take the cards. Or again, I can say, okay, I match your offer, I'll pay you 100 and then you have to take the cards. And so game continues until all sets are made or all animals are upside down. But that is how you play the 2-player game. And that is how you play Koehandel Festival for 3 up to 5 players or in a 2-player version. It's a little bit faster than the original because you only have to complete a set of 3 instead of 4. And there are 9 different cows instead of the 10 different animals. You can use a copycat to complete a set of 2 to make it a set of 3. You can only have 1 copycat per set. And there's no donkey that gives all players extra money when it's revealed. The only way to get extra money in your hand is by having cards in your hand that are part of a set that is already somewhere completed on the table. Then you flip that card upside down and then those colored points will be money. So you transfer that card to your money card. And you have bad luck when a set is complete and you have a card of that set in front of you, because then you have to flip it upside down and then the colored points will be worth negative points at the end of the game. That's it, and that's all for Koehandel Festival. If you have any questions about this game, please feel free to ask them in the comments below. My name is David, thank you for watching and hope to see you next time.